Good afternoon, Kieran.
Hi, mate.
Good week?
Yeah, it's been alright, thank you.
Excellent. Right, okay, let's get the elephant in the room out of the way first of all.
Yeah.
Result last week against Bishop Stortford didn't really go particularly well for us. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the game?
Yeah, it's obviously the scoreline was pretty poor. We're obviously not happy with it. There are certain factors that come into play. Things like the travel and all the rest of it, and it's the longest same-day travel we have to do, and obviously that becomes a factor. But there's still elements of our detail and decision making that should have been a lot better. Energy is always going to be an issue on those days, but we're far enough into the season now, and there's enough players that have been here long enough to know what's required of them from a system and a decision making point of view, and some of that wasn't there. And Bishops, although they're below us in the table, they've been on a pretty good run of form. They've put some decent sides away, and they're scoring a lot of points, and they cut away towards the end. The big positive for me was that we managed to get something out of the game. We got the bonus point try at the end there, and a few weeks ago we had a similarly disappointing performance against Ampthill and came away with nothing, and it shows that actually we're saying the right things on the pitch now, rather than completely just throwing everything away. We actually managed to get a point out of it, which could be valuable.
Yeah, definitely the case. And you mentioned there about the bonus point, and you also mentioned about Ampthill there, and the fact that we, after the last game, we reacted to that, and we had some really good wins on the bounce straight after. So what sort of a response do you expect from the game last weekend?
Yeah, we addressed it on Tuesday. Every time we've had an outcome like that, it's Moseley or Ampthill, and we've responded immediately the next week, and there has to be that frustration, that emotional response. Otherwise, what are we here? What are we doing? And we certainly had it on Tuesday, and I fully expect us to go out and bring a lot of that emotional energy on Saturday.
Brilliant. And so Rotherham it is this weekend. Last game was reading back through some of the stuff we talked about after the last game. It seemed like a pretty even game, pretty evenly balanced throughout. I mean, I know we lost out slightly, but pretty even game. What do you expect from this week's game?
It was pretty evenly matched. It's always difficult going up there in terms of the size of the pitch, and it's obviously a ground I know pretty well from my playing days, and we were pretty even in the game and holding our own until we had a couple of big injuries, and we had to reshuffle everything around, and from that point on, fair play, they put us away. But this week, hopefully we're a little bit more settled in terms of our personnel that we've got, and we know that if we execute and go out and do what we say we're going to do, we're a match for anyone in this league, and we're on a good run of form at home. Like you said before, last week we were 7 wins out of 8. We want to make that 8 wins now.
Okay, brilliant. And lots of changes to the side this week. And when we talked earlier in the week, you talked about the fact you can't put in a performance like that and not expect there to be some consequences. So there are some changes. Do you just want to highlight a couple of the changes this week?
Yeah, we've rejigged our back three around. Jordan picked up an injury, which gave John Dorr an opportunity to come back in, and I thought we did okay when he came on. Josh Skelsey has been very good for us the last few weeks, but we feel that the right time now is to give Jack another shot, and he's been chomping at the bit in training and looking pretty sharp, so we'll give him a run. We're giving Ashley Crouch his first start at hooker. Again, has done well for us whenever he's come on, and like you say, it's when you have performances like that, there has to be repercussions, and guys have to know that when they get the opportunity they have to perform, and if they don't, there's someone else there willing to step in and keep that competition high.
Definitely the case. One other face back in the squad this week, Dan Pollinger. Let's just talk about him for a second. 24 years old, Plymouth born lad. 100th cap at 24. Pretty impressive.
It is impressive. He's a great lad. He's a pleasure to have around, and he's getting to that point now where he's 24, but he's amassed a lot of appearances, and he's becoming a real leader for us, particularly at set piece. And it was noticeable when he kind of got injured and was out of the mix a little bit. It's great to have him back in and around the change room and voicing his opinion on things. And Saturday will mean a lot to him. It will mean a lot for the lads to be part of that game with him as well. And and hopefully it all goes well for him.
Yeah, and I'd already seen the comments from the supporters wishing him well for his 100th cap, so that's really good fun.